Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something really significant happening in Tamil Nadu. There's been this big announcement. Kader Mohideen has been selected for the Thagaisal Thamizhar Award. Very prestigious.
Absolutely. A major recognition.
And it's going to be presented on Independence Day, August 15th, 2025.
Right.
By Chief Minister MK Stalin himself during the state celebrations.
That's right. The timing adds, well, considerable weight.
Definitely.
Okay.
So our mission today is, to really get behind this. What does this award mean? Who is Kader Mohideen? And why is this specific acknowledgement getting so much attention, particularly in Tamil Nadu's social and political scene? We want to unpack what it signifies and, importantly, why it matters to you. So maybe let's start with the award itself. To understand the context, what exactly is the Thagaisal Thamizhar Award? Why is it such a big deal?
Right. Well, Thagaisal Thamizhar, it literally translates to distinguished Tamil. And it's relatively new, actually. The Tamil Nadu government instituted it back in 2021.
Oh, okay. So quite recent.
Yeah, but it carries a lot of weight. It was specifically set up to honor individuals who've made truly outstanding contributions to Tamil Nadu and its people, across different kinds of public service.
I see.
And there's a cash prize, too, 10 lakh rupees, plus a formal citation. But like you said, the presentation is key. Doing it on Independence Day, with the chief minister presenting it, that really underlines its importance. It's like the state's highest way of saying thank you for exceptional service.
And it sounds like there's already a kind of lineage associated with it. Some really remarkable individuals have received it before Mohideen, right?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a clear pattern emerging. The award consistently celebrates people deeply committed to social justice, public welfare, that kind of long-term impact. The very first recipient back in 2021 was N. Sankaraya, a real titan, a centenarian freedom fighter, communist leader, legislator. His life just embodied dedication. Then in 2022, it was R. Nalakanu, another veteran communist leader, a social activist. And what really stood out with him, he immediately donated the entire cash prize right back into the chief minister's public relief fund.
Oh, really? That's quite something.
It is. It perfectly captures that spirit of selflessness the award seems to recognize. Then 2023 saw K. Viramani honored for his political and social activism, especially around social reform. And just last year, 2024, Kumari Ananthan received it for his political leadership and social service over a lifetime.
So a clear theme of sustained public service and social commitment.
Exactly. And Mohideen's selection fits right into that. It recognizes his own, decades-long dedication to social and political work that's really shaped the state.
It makes perfect sense then. Okay, so that sets the stage beautifully. Let's dive into the man himself, Kader Mohideen. His journey. It's nearly 7 decades in public life.
That's extraordinary. Where did it all begin for him? What drew him into politics so early? Well, he was born back on January 5th, 1940, in Thirunallar, that's in Pudukottai district. His parents were Muhammad Hanif and Kasimi Bibi, so that makes him 85 now, which, makes his long service even more remarkable.
85,
Yeah.
And still national president of his party. Incredible.
It really is. He entered politics very young, joined the Indian Union Muslim League, the IUML, way back in 1956.
56.
Yeah. And it seems he was deeply inspired by a major figure at the time, Quaid-e-Millath Muhammad Ismail, a really revered IUML leader. Ismail's vision of sort of inclusive politics and social harmony must have really struck a chord with the young Mohideen. It basically set him on this path nearly 7 decades with the same party.
That level of consistency is just, it's rare in politics, isn't it? And his rise within the IUML, it wasn't meteoric, was it? It seems very step-by-step.
Absolutely. It's a story of steady, deliberate progression, building trust. He started right at the grassroots as a students' wing organizer, then moved up youth wing organizer, then handling educational and cultural affairs, organizational secretary, general secretary.
So really learning the ropes at every level.
Exactly. He then became the state president in Tamil Nadu, which solidified his leadership there. And then finally, in 2017, he was elected national president, a position he still holds. It shows someone who understands the party inside out, from the ground floor all the way to the top. Earned through persistence.
And he also served in Parliament as an MP for a term.
That's right, from 2004 to 2009, representing his constituents.
Did that role change his perspective or approach, do you think?
Well, it certainly gave him a national platform, allowed him to voice concerns on a bigger stage. It probably deepened his understanding of legislative processes, national policy, added another layer to his experience beyond just party leadership, made him a more rounded public representative, I'd say.
What I find really striking, though, is that alongside this incredibly long political career, he's also an academic, a former history professor, an author.
Yes, at Jamal Muhammad College in Trichy. And he's written several books on history, politics, social issues.
That's quite a combination.
Yeah.
How do you think that intellectual side, that academic background, influences politics?
That's a great question. I think it's actually key to understanding his approach. What's really fascinating is how that historical perspective seems to fuel his focus on, well, building bridges, on social harmony. In a place like Tamil Nadu, which is so diverse and can be politically charged, he's consistently been this calm voice for unity. Being a history professor, he likely approaches things with a sense of context, not just reacting to the moment, but seeing the longer arc.
Right, understanding the roots of issues.
Exactly. And his books aren't just academic work, they seem to reflect his blueprint for tackling complex social issues. It allows him to argue for peace and understanding from a place of principle, of informed perspective, not just rhetoric. It makes his calls for unity quite powerful, quite enduring.
That blend of deep thought and practical politics, it really stands out. So, connecting his individual journey to the wider political scene in Tamil Nadu, what's his impact been on alliances, strategy, especially looking forward?
Well, his strategic sense is definitely notable. It's a big part of his legacy. Under his leadership, the IUML has really cemented its key alliances, particularly with the DMK-led alliance here in Tamil Nadu. That's a very strong, functional relationship.
Right, that's been quite stable.
Very stable. And beyond Tamil Nadu, he's also been crucial in maintaining the IUML's ties with the Congress-led UDF in Kerala. So managing these important partnerships shows real political skill. And he's already looking ahead, isn't he? Publicly stating his commitment to these alliances for the 2026 assembly elections. That shows foresight, a long-term view.
So he's not just a figurehead, but actively shaping strategy.
Precisely. And if you zoom out even further, his receiving this award, the Thagaisal Thamizhar, it's more than just personal recognition. It's also a significant nod to the IUML itself, acknowledging its consistent role, its relevance in the political story of Tamil Nadu and India. It signals that the party, under his steady hand, is seen as a vital part of the state's fabric.
And the reaction to the announcement that was on July 4th, wasn't it? The praise seemed to come from all corners.
It really did. That was quite striking.
Chief Minister MK Stalin praised his dedication to social harmony, calling his life a shining example. But it wasn't just allies, was it?
No, not at all. You had comments from Udayanidhi Stalin, of course, but also from Edapadike Palaniswamy of the AIADMK. Even BJP leaders in Tamil Nadu acknowledged his efforts towards unity.
That's quite rare, getting that kind of cross-party respect.
It really is. It suggests that his focus on harmony isn't really seen as partisan politics, but as a genuine contribution to the state's well-being.
What is it about him, do you think, that earns that kind of broad respect, especially in today's often polarized climate?
Well, from what we see, he doesn't seem to be the type for, loud, divisive rhetoric. It's more about the quiet, persistent work, building bridges over decades. That kind of steadfastness, that consistency, it builds trust, slowly but surely, across political lines.
Like the steady captain you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. That analogy seemed quite apt. Not flashy, but reliable, navigating carefully. And that seems to resonate with the public, too. The reactions online, on X, and other platforms were overwhelmingly positive, people calling him a true son of Tamil Nadu.
So public sentiment mirrors the political respect.
It seems so. He's seen not just as a party leader, perhaps, but as someone genuinely invested in the broader community's unity. His consistency, his focus on dialogue, it's earned him a reputation that transcends the usual divides.
Well, bringing our deep dive to a close then, it feels very clear that Kader Mohideen receiving the Thagaisal Thamizhar Award is, well, it's a deeply fitting tribute. It honors a lifetime spent fostering social harmony, committed political service, and significant intellectual contribution, too. His work has undeniably shaped Tamil Nadu.
Absolutely. And looking at someone like Kader Mohideen, someone who spent decades advocating for unity, for progress, it really makes you think, doesn't it? It highlights the sheer power of consistent, principled action, how it can shape a community, a state, over the long haul. His story isn't just about one man or one award. It's about that cumulative impact of dedication. And it prompts a question for all of us, perhaps. How do we, in our own lives, in our own ways, contribute to that kind of long-term positive change, to unity? What kind of steady, quiet dedication can we bring, like Mohideen has for nearly 70 years?
That is a powerful thought to end on. Thank you for walking us through the remarkable legacy of Kader Mohideen today. We hope this deep dive has given you a clear picture of why this award matters so much and maybe, just maybe, inspired some reflection on the power of sustained, meaningful contribution in all our lives. Thanks for joining us.